Alright, this is your plan, Christina, for both doing heavy training, maintain the bodybuilding type workouts, and also have some room for WODs. Make sure you put your maxes in here. I just use those to double check my formulas to make sure they look right. I know yours are heavier than that, so just make sure you change those. So you'll notice there's a lot of frequency with squatting, which is what we want, and also upper body movements as well. So you'll notice, for example, back squat 4 sets of 8, and then you have your percentages here and whatnot. And deadlift, it only says 4 sets of 1. I know that's not what you're used to, but it's important because we're still doing the deadlift, we're still getting the benefits from deadlift, but we're not going as heavy as we used to before. That way you can train more frequently throughout the week. That way you can do WODs and stuff, because if your lower back is trashed from doing deadlifts, then you're going to get hurt when you do the WODs and you're still sore from that. So you're still giving yourself, heavy stimulus and whatnot, but it's not enough to fatigue you too much. So note that. Don't think I'm holding out on you here. Also, you'll notice the first week for everything throughout the week is a little bit lower percentage than what you're used to. This is just to get you back into training. It's kind of like an intro week. So that week 1, you're gonna notice the weights might feel a little easier than what you're used to. So I did that on purpose. It's not really a deload, but it's kind of an intro into getting back into the training again. For pull-ups here, I said by 15. So just get 15 reps in, perfect reps. It's not sets and reps, just get them done as you need to. Also, you're gonna notice I didn't put any rest for anything this week, and that's for anything for this month, because it's heavier training, you're getting back into it, but also I want you to rest as needed. Obviously you're not going to rest 10 minutes between sets, but right now we're not so stressed with interval training like you were doing for bodybuilding, things like that. This is purely just trying to maintain muscle mass, improve muscle mass, for bodybuilding reasons, but also not to fatigue you too much so you can do other things like watts. Also, you're going to notice the accessory work is a lot of compound movements rather than isolation, so that way we're hitting multiple muscles without you having to be in the gym for like 2-3 hours. So very similar concept here. Like I said, the first week's gonna be a little simple. Now make sure the RPEs, you're hitting the right RPEs, okay? Because you don't want to be failing on anything. If you're failing on these sets, like if you notice here, RPE 8, RPE 9, if you're failing on the sets, then that'd be a 10, and we don't want that. That's gonna create too much damage. You're not gonna be able to train as frequently throughout the week. Alright, I mapped everything out for you. So if you go to the tabs here, I already put some ab workouts in the days. So if you don't see, like I usually put the ab workouts on here, it's not there because I already incorporated it into the workouts. So I mapped everything out for you so you can figure out how to structure this with WODs. So for example, Monday you would do day 1 lift, Tuesday put a casual bike or a light WOD. So the reason I put bike after day 1 is because day 1, for example, is squats. I always put the bike after the squats, the squat days, because running or walking, things like that, there's too much damage from running, too much impact, things like that. The biking is still a really good way to do cardio, but it's actually going to help you with the soreness because of the blood flow in the quads, and also not going to be too damaging from all the pounding and whatnot, all the eccentrics from running. So that's why if you see, oh, bike, what the hell, I don't like biking, that's why I put it there, right? So for example, after the day 2, that's on Wednesday, you could either do a walk or a light WOD, same thing here, light WOD. Now I put no strength WOD. If you want to do the Olympic lifting parts, you can, that's completely fine. You can do the Olympic lifting part, but don't do like back squats or strict presses, push presses, things like that. So the only thing you can do in the strength WODs are Olympic lifts, so don't worry about that. So just none of the strength WOD stuff like bench press, back squats, deadlifts, ignore that. So just do the WOD, and you can do the WODs, but at a lighter percentage, okay? Don't kill yourself, because remember, you're doing a lot now. So day 1, day 2, day 3, rest. Day 5, and then there's a little gap here. Okay, there's a little gap. So you have 5 days this time. That's because we're trying to get in more stuff. So just make sure you know. But after this day 5 here, the next week, the cycle resets. But you have 2 cardio days kind of in a row. So you can either do 2 cardio days, or you can do a WOD on one of these days. But the day before you start day 1, you want to make sure this day here is a little bit light. Okay, it's a little light. You could rest if you want, or you could do something light. it's up to you. There's a lot of flexibility with this, so I think it'll work out great for what you want. Let me know if you have any questions. Remember, this doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to follow this thing perfectly. It's just a guide, okay? Alright, let me know if you have any questions.